Hi everyone, welcome back to JoanneTechLover. I'm Joanne, and today I will be unboxing this NZXT Kraken X41 140mm all-in-one liquid CPU cooler. And I know, finally I'm talking about the guts of the PC. So let's take a look at some of the specs that's already listed on the box, since those are kind of hard to memorize. Anyway, so you get 6-year warranty and anything above 2 years, and I'm just like, okay, that's amazing. You know, you have a pretty quality product here. Now let's take a look on this side for a more detailed look at some of the specs. For example, you do get a copper cold plate, and as for your pump, your motor speed is between 2400 and 3600 RPM, and this does come with a variable speed pump, which just means like depending on the temperatures that it's getting from your system, it will either pump slower or harder. Anyway, below that, let's see, you also get, and it's controlled by the CAM software. I will give you a quick look at the software in just a little bit, and you can also change the lighting, I believe, on top of the pump. And also, as for the fan, you get FX 140 V2 fans, and I hear they are thicker and stronger blades than the predecessors. And also, of course, it's 140mm. Get a speed between 800 to 2000 RPM, noise level of 20 to 37 decibels, and last but not least is an airflow of 42.4 to 106.1 CFM. And let's see what else there is. Radiator, it's aluminum and tubing, 400mm. Awesome. And it is made of ultra low evaporation rubber. Now let's turn on to this side. So on the back here, this will be the what the software will look like, but of course I'll show you what it actually is in a bit. And it'll just be missing this section here because I wasn't able to install it onto an open test bench because I don't have one. But over here you get some fan speed, pump, as well as your LED changer. Now, as to this side, there is one more thing I'd like to cover, which is the compatibility. So it's compatible with Intel socket 1150, 1155, 1156, 1366, 2011, 2011-3, and for the AMD side, socket AM2, AM2 Plus, AM3, AM3 Plus, and FM1. And also, it is, well, at least they claim that the X41 is 24% thicker than the Kraken X40. And this also comes in the 280mm version, which is a replacement, basically, well, an update from the X60. Here's a look at everything that comes in the box. We're going to focus on the accessories and documentation first before we go on to the actual water cooling unit. So first up is this piece of paper, and this is just kind of like a quick guide on how to install. I believe this is only for like Intel right now, but if you want a closer look of how to install everything, go to their website, nzxt.com/manual/Kraken X41, and let me tell you, this is actually pretty amazing. It's the best online manual I've ever seen on how to install something, because it's like moving pictures, so I gotta OBS it for you. Alrighty, so moving right along. This is your, I believe, AMD retention bracket. The Intel one is already on the pump at the moment, so that's why you don't see it, but I will show you in a bit. And here is the Intel backplate. And depending on your socket, you could change up these pieces here. And I love this. In the past, they used to force you to put these pieces together, but I love how they've already placed them on there for you. So moving right along, and I believe these are for the 2011 socket. You won't be needing a backplate for 2011 setup, but I'm sure most of you know that already. And as for AMD, their motherboards come with the backplate, I believe. So right here we have a bag of just mounting hardware for your various, I believe that's for both Intel and AMD. And as well as some fan screws. These are the long kinds because they go through both the fan and the radiator. And you get some washers with these screws as well. So let's move on to the fan. Here is a closer look at the fan, and just by looking at it and touching it, it's just very durable. They were totally right about the design. I mean, it's hard, you know? I wonder if I were able to bang this against this, which I totally won't do. It would probably stay intact. And I do like that you get these rubberized, what are these, padding for threading through your radiator, and so it just helps with vibration and whatnot. You also get black sleeve cable with a 4-pin PWM fan. Once again, this is the NZXT FX142. Now for a closer look at the radiator first. I love it. It's just such solid construction, like these pieces on the side, and then you get your aluminum fins, plenty of surface area for cooling. It's really awesome. And also you'll notice that you get these 4 points here. That's where you will screw in the fan, and you get another set on the other side. And that's so you can do a push-pull configuration, and if you can, why not, for the extra cooling, and if your case can fit it. Also, as to the thickness of the radiator, it measures 36 millimeters thick, and once again, this is a 140 millimeter radiator. Alrighty, and let's move on to the tubing, shall we? So as to the actual tubing, you'll notice that it is flexible, this kind of rubber, and that just means when you are installing it, it will be less of a headache. Also, once again, I believe it's 400 millimeters, 16 inches. And now before I talk about the pump and all that, let's get the cables out of the way. So this is a USB cable, I believe, to power the fans as well as to power the software capabilities of the variable speed pump. And I like that these are sleeved and pretty flat cables. Alrighty, and here is the 3-pin connector. That's to power the pump. And then you get the 2 fan headers, so you can do that push-pull config for your fan setup. Very awesome. Now, let's take a look at the top of the pump. I believe this is where you will see the LED right here in this ring area, and you could change it to any color that you want. Also, it says here, connect the pump power before turning it on. That is a no-brainer. Thank you. Thank you very much, though. And a little bit about the pump is that, well, not just the pump, but like this cooler uses Acetec's new Gen 4.5 design, which gives you support for this variable speed pump, which is just, automatic temperature adjust through the cooling. Alrighty, and right here, there is a plastic cover over the copper cold plate. So there is your copper cold plate, conducts heat, and also on top of it, you'll see a really nice round piece of thermal paste. So if you don't like the thermal paste that generally comes with these coolers, what you can do is you could just remove it, I believe, with rubbing alcohol, and then put on your own. Now, right now we are using the Intel retention bracket, and you know what? I don't want this, by the way, try not to touch the copper or the thermal paste, just don't touch it. So very carefully, I want to show you on the back how you can remove this retention plate. There are these clips here, so you just kind of push them in. There you go, and I believe there are 4 of them. I'm trying to do this without making Whew, okay, safe. So yes, that did not touch the table. Lucky me. Okay, so that is how the retention plate comes off right here, and it's like a 2-part system right here. So that covers it for this water cooling unit. I hope you found it informative and a little bit funny because I am kind of clumsy. Alrighty, so here is the really cool, and I love, first of all, that it's so clean cut looking. Usually there's like a lot of clutter or something on websites, but I love that it's like, this is all it is, this is the user guide. And let's take a look at the AMD or all sockets. So here we go. So this is showing you, oh, this is how you change out the, the pump and everything. I love it because it's like, I'm sorry, not the pump, the actual retention ring. And it's just like moving pictures, so it's so easy to be like, oh, that's how you do it. Okay, now I don't have any more questions anymore, but this is the AMD board. So they're showing you how to just kind of put everything together, and then, standoffs first, and then the retention ring with the pump, and last but not least, I believe, are those studs or just screws? Probably just screws. Alrighty, and here's a little quick definition of how to put everything together. If you are mounting your fans, and if you're mounting it to the rear of your case, probably, most likely, that's where it shall go. I mean, look how cool is that? I mean, this is like 3D animation here for you. Super cool. Anyway, I was just like really amazed by it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy. Things like that make my life easier just makes me really, really happy. And that's the software part. But let's click out of there and just go to the Intel. Isn't too much different, except they'll show you how to install the backplate. And then, you know, of course, standoffs. We're just going to quickly go through this. And then, yes, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Put the radiator on the rear of your case and connect all the fan dealios. What I'd actually like to see in the software, a push-pull config setup. I mean, I'm sure you just attach the fan on the other side, but still, you know, it'd be nice to see in this guide. And then there's a socket 2011. Here it is. Doesn't need backplate like I mentioned before. And otherwise, all the steps, as you can tell, it's pretty similar. It's just the initial pump installation. Alrighty, so that's done. Here's a quick look at the NZXT Cam software, and this is not all of it because I didn't get a chance to install the CPU cooler onto like an open test bench. I would really need to have the budget to first make one. One day though. Anyway, so in this area here, you'll most likely see the fan and pump speed adjustment, as well as your LED color adjust for the area on top of the pump. And this is actually pretty awesome. It's not just for your cooler. I mean, you could see the temp for your CPU, for the GPU, as well as your load usage for your CPU, your RAM, as well as your other systems. And over here, I really love this because that's just like, I don't remember exactly what's in my system. It's all here. So awesome. Like, in case you guys don't know or are curious, I'm still using the Intel Core i7 3930K 6-core. That's right, it's still pretty freaking awesome. Also, Asus X79 motherboard. Memory, I did have 4 sticks, but one died. So there's that. And then I'm using the GTX 570. Would love to upgrade that soon. And then sporting a Western Digital, my passport, as well as some other stuff here. But if you wanted a closer look, you just go into advanced mode and oh, you see the temps for all the cores, which is so cool, as well as the GPU, and what about your motherboard. I absolutely love this. I mean, like, although it does take up quite a bit of usage. So you look in the RAM. Oh, well, I'm running OBS too, and then there's Cam Client, and I understand that Chrome takes up a lot of my memory, but but yeah, just so you know, if you're running it, it does take up some space. And beneath this, you'll get notifications. For example, 2 hours ago, I have created this, you know, Cam software. Yay! Well, I mean, I didn't create it, but you know what I mean. And also on this side, you get a graph, a look at your, you know, different cores for your CPU, the heat as well as the load. And what's really cool is that, look, you could see day to week to month. So you're like, huh, I wonder what's going on in my system. Anyway, so here is just a quick look at the software. I really like it. So hopefully you found this interesting and fun. Well, that wraps up this unboxing on the NZXT Kraken X41 liquid CPU cooler. Once again, this is a sealed system. And I did want to mention one more thing before I totally close this out, is that the Cam software, it's for your PC. It's also for, I believe you can get the mobile app for your iPhone or your Android-based system. Smartphones, yeah. Anyway, so really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, be sure to hit the like, comment, and subscribe because I do absolutely love what you have to say to me, and please, you know, join me in my journey into the tech world. Alrighty, and also be sure to follow me on social media, JoanneTechLover Facebook fan page, Joanne Food Lover Twitter, and twitch.tv/WorldTune, where I game stream with Tim weekly. Also, please don't forget to donate so that you can help expand this channel and feed this techie. And just so I can bring you more of the PC guts like this that you want to see and that I want to talk about. I mean, I want to talk about everything, but I want to talk about all the components of the PC. Anyway, and also there is Storenvy.com, so where you can check out my prints. You can buy them autographed 8.5 by 11, and if you like them, please purchase. Alrighty, I guess all that's left to say is ta-ta, darlings.